All right, everybody, welcome back. We are live at our new time on Saturdays. We're at noontime now, and these are going to be recorded, so that way you can always view them. Um, they should be out on Sundays, the day after, so that way you can view them at your own convenience. And I am Coach Dr. the Professor Zach Feeney here, coming at you with meditations every Saturday. Missed the past two, new child, as well as the 4th of July being the week before that. So now we're back on our regular schedule at our new time here. And without further ado, it's a pity to underestimate the capacity we have to transform our minds. Each of us possesses the potential needed to free ourselves from the mental states that perpetuate our own suffering and that of others, the potential to find inner peace for ourselves and contribute to the happiness of all beings. Understanding that the essential nature of consciousness is neutral shows us that it is possible to change our mental universe. We can transform the content of our thoughts and experiences. The neutral and luminous background of our consciousness provides us with the space we need to observe mental events rather than being at their mercy. We then also have the space we need to create the conditions necessary to transform these mental events. And if we want to transform our way of perceiving things, we transform the quality of our lives. It is this kind of transformation that is brought about by the form of mind training that is meditation. Meditation, it helps us to familiarize ourselves with a clear and accurate way of seeing things and to cultivate wholesome qualities that remain dormant within us unless we make an effort to draw them out. In our last meditation, we did a loving kindness meditation. And altruistic love and compassion are the foundations of genuine happiness. Research in neuroscience indicates that among all kinds of meditations, those focusing on unconditional love and compassion give rise to the strongest activation of brain areas related to positive affects. The ultimate reason for meditating is to transform ourselves in order to be better able to transform the world. To put it another way, we transform ourselves so that we can become better human beings and serve others in a wiser and more effective way. Meditation thus gives our life the noblest possible meaning. To what extent can we train our mind to work in a constructive manner, for example, by replacing obsession with contentment, agitation with calmness, or hatred with kindness? 30 years ago, it was almost universally accepted by neuroscientists that the brain contained all its neurons at birth and that the number did not change in adult life. We now know that new neurons are produced up until the moment of death. Moreover, scientists speak of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to continually change its structure and function in response to new experiences, so that a particular training, such as learning a musical instrument or a sport, can bring significant and lasting function and structural changes to the brain, in the brain too. Mindfulness, altruism, and other basic human qualities can be cultivated in the same way. In general, if we engage repeatedly in a new activity or train in a new skill, modifications in the neuronal system of the brain can be observed within a month. It is essential, therefore, to meditate regularly. So the goal of meditation is not to shut down the mind or numb it, but rather to make it free, lucid, and balanced. To be free is to be the master of ourselves. This process requires determination, enthusiasm, and perseverance. It requires what Shantideva calls joy in virtuous ways. In essence, let us remember that our mind can be our best friend or our worst enemy. Thus, liberating it from confusion, the self-centeredness of the ego, and afflictive emotions is the greatest favor we can do for ourselves and others. Suffering is caused by mental confusion that dims our clarity and judgment. The only way to remedy this confusion is to develop an accurate view of reality and transform our minds. This is what we enable this is what will enable us to eliminate the primary causes of suffering, the mental poisons of ignorance, aggression, greed, pride, and jealousy, which in turn are caused by our self-centered and delusional attachment to the ego. The ultimate goal of meditation is to acquire the ability to liberate all beings from suffering and contribute to their well-being. And as we transition into the actual formal meditation itself, first, the appropriate physical posture, knowing firsthand that your physical posture affects your mental state. And if you assume a posture that is too relaxed, especially if you lie down, chances are that your meditation will stray into drowsiness. Too rigid and tense a posture, on the other hand, might lead to mental agitation. So it is appropriate to take a balanced posture that is neither too tight nor too loose. And if you're just beginning this practice, it is essential to maintain the continuity of meditation day after day, because in this way your practice gradually gains substance and stability. It is like the way a small trickle of water, little by little, turns into a stream and then a river. The traditional texts state that it is better to meditate regularly and repeatedly for short periods of time than to do long sessions every now and then. For example, you could devote 20 minutes a day to meditating formally and also take advantage of short breaks in your daily activities to recall the experience you had during your formal sessions, even if only for a few moments. For a plant to grow well, you have to water it a little every day. If you just pour a bucket of water on it once a month, it will most likely die between waterings, and the same applies to meditation. Being diligent in your practice should not depend on your mood of the moment, whether your meditation session is enjoyable or irritating, easy or hard. The important thing is to persevere. If you get bored while meditating, this is not the fault of meditation itself, but is due to your lack of training. Moreover, it is when you don't feel like meditating that it might have the most beneficial effects, because at those times, meditation is working directly against some obstacle that stands in the way of your spiritual progress. Practitioners are also advised not to place too much importance on various inner experiences that might arise during meditation. Cultivating mindfulness does not mean that you should not take into account the lessons of the past or make plans for the future. Rather, it is a matter of living clearly in the present experience, which includes all three times. And now, if you're not already, sit in a comfortable position. Let your eyes close gently. And if possible, adopt a position in which your body is erect and well balanced. Here, mindfulness consists of remaining continuously aware of your breathing without forgetting it or letting yourself be distracted. Breathe calmly and naturally. Concentrate all your attention on the coming and going of the breath. More specifically, focus your attention on the sensations created by the passage of air through your nostrils, the place where you perceive it most acutely. The precise spot varies from person to person. It might be at the opening of the nostrils, a little farther inside the nose, or higher up in the sinuses. Also notice the moment when breathing is suspended between the out-breath and the following in-breath. And after that, concentrate again on the point where you feel the breath passing. Then also note the moment when the breath pauses for a moment between the in breath and the following out breath. Stay concentrated in the same way during the next cycle of breathing, breath after breath, without getting tense and also without relaxing to the point of falling into a sluggish state. Your awareness of the breath should be clear and calm. The Buddha gave the example of a cloud of dust raised by the wind. The dust was dispelled by a rain shower, giving way to a pure and brilliant sky. The dust here is the agitation and confusion of the mind. Concentration on the breath is the saving rain shower, and the pure sky is calm and inner clarity. Do not intentionally alter the rhythm of your breath. Your breathing will probably slow a little, but that should be allowed to happen naturally. Whether your breath is long or short, simply be aware of the fact that it is long or short. Sooner or later, you will wander into a state of distraction accompanied by a lot of thoughts, or into a vague, sleepy state, or even a combination of both. That is, into a state of confusion marked by erratic thought associations. It is at this point that vigilance has to be applied. As soon as you notice you have lost your concentration, just resume it without adding to your distraction by feeling regret or guilt. Noticing that you have been distracted already marks the return of your mindfulness. Just come back to the breath, like a butterfly coming back to a flower after having fluttered around here and there for no apparent reason. When thoughts appear, don't try to block them, which is not possible anyway because they are already there. Just avoid feeding them. Let them pass through the field of your awareness, the way a bird passes through the sky without leaving a trace. Occasionally, you may take the distraction itself as the object of your mindfulness. Then, once your mind has become attentive again, return your attention to the breath. If other physical sensations appear, such as pain from sitting in the same position for a long time, do not struggle against the pain or become overwhelmed by it. Include it in your mindfulness, and then return to observing your breath. If the pain becomes so acute that it disturbs your meditation, it is a good idea to relax your position for a few moments. Then resume your meditation on the breath with a fresh mind and renewed concentration. For the final minute of this meditation, just begin again. Letting the field of awareness be open to all things, all sensations, all that you are perceiving right now. Now you can start to slowly open your eyes and start to be aware of your surroundings once again. And congratulations for completing this whole meditation if you made it this far. And thank you for joining me either live or after the fact. And you can continue to, like I said in the beginning, come have experience the live meditation at noon on Saturdays, and also be on the lookout for, it starts tomorrow, Coach Winning's flow every Sunday morning at 8:30, and of course other movement and workout related material to our program from Corey Landy, Corey McCoy, Dean, Rachel, and of course, keep staying tuned to these meditations. Thank you for coming, and have an awesome weekend.